Sophia, it's something I see so often in my coaching sessions. People are puzzled, asking why they're always drawn to someone who pulls away just when things are getting good, or why they end up with someone who needs so much from them. It's an uncanny, consistent pattern.
Yes, Isabella. It's absolutely one of the most common dynamics we observe. This isn't just a coincidence. It's the dance between anxious and avoidant attachment styles, deeply rooted in how we learn to connect. If you're listening and recognizing this, you're certainly not alone.
Entanglement. I like that word because it truly feels like that. So, for someone just hearing these terms, anxious and avoidant, what does that fundamentally mean at its core? What's the main difference?
That's an excellent question, Isabella. At its heart, anxious attachment often develops from inconsistent caregiving. A child learns to amplify distress to get attention, creating an internal model where love means a constant struggle for proximity and reassurance. They become preoccupied with relationships, always seeking closeness and fearing abandonment.
And then, on the other side, the avoidant attachment, it's almost the mirror image. This often stems from consistently unresponsive caregivers. The child learns that expressing needs doesn't work, maybe even leads to rejection, so they develop a self-reliant strategy, learning to suppress their attachment needs. Their internal working model dictates that closeness means suffocation, a loss of independence. They'll often intellectualize emotions, prioritize autonomy above all, and really struggle with intimacy, like truly deep intimacy.
Wow. So if I'm listening right now and I feel like, okay, I'm the one who's always reaching out, trying to get closer, needing that reassurance, maybe even getting a little bit, clingy? That's the anxious side, right? And it sounds like it's not really a choice. It's just how we learn to survive love almost.
Precisely, Isabella. It's an adaptive strategy that became maladaptive in adulthood. If you're the type of person who always puts others first, who tries to earn love through constant caretaking, or who feels an intense surge of anxiety when your partner is distant or busy, then yes, you're likely leaning anxious. Your nervous system is hyperactivated by perceived threats to the relationship. It's a constant quest for connection. But ironically, that intensity can sometimes push others away, especially, the avoidant ones.
That's so true. I can see how that would happen. It's like the more one pulls, the more the other feels the need to retreat. It becomes this really painful dance. It's not because you want to be clingy. It's because deep down, you're just so afraid of being left alone. So then, for the person who's on the other side of that, the one who maybe feels a bit overwhelmed by too much closeness or finds themselves needing more space than their partner, what's happening there? How does that feel from their perspective? Is it just that they don't care, or is there more to it?
No, absolutely not that they don't care, Isabella. It's more complicated than that. If you're the one who often feels like your partner is too needy, or if you crave significant alone time after periods of intimacy, or if you tend to intellectualize problems instead of dealing with the emotional aspects, you're likely leaning avoidant. For you, intimacy can feel like a threat to your autonomy, a potential loss of self. It's a deeply ingrained protective mechanism. Think of it this way. Their subconscious mind learned that depending on others was unsafe, so they built a fortress of self-sufficiency. When closeness starts to build, their alarms go off. It's not a rejection of you specifically, but a deeply ingrained fear of engulfment or loss of control. They might use strategies like distancing themselves physically or emotionally, focusing on work, or finding flaws to create space. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that makes so much sense. It's like they're not trying to be hurtful. They're just trying to keep themselves safe, even if it ends up hurting the other person in the process. It's a very lonely strategy, I think, even though it feels powerful in the moment. I don't need anyone, but deep down, we all need connection, right?
Exactly. And this is where the anxious and avoidant find each other, creating this self-fulfilling prophecy. The anxious person needs reassurance, tries to get closer, which triggers the avoidant's fear of engulfment, causing them to pull away. The avoidance distancing then amplifies the anxious person's abandonment fears, making them pursue even harder. It's a feedback loop, a really intense one, where each person's coping mechanism inadvertently triggers the other's deepest wounds.
It sounds exhausting, to be honest. Like, imagine living in that constant push and pull. It feels like both people are just trying to get their needs met, but they're going about it in ways that just keep, like, triggering each other instead of actually, connecting. It's not about love disappearing. It's about two different languages of needing love.
That's a beautiful way to put it, Isabella. Two different languages of needing love. This cycle, it reinforces both internal working models. The anxious person thinks, see, I always get abandoned. I need to fight harder for love. The avoidant thinks, see, intimacy always leads to suffocation. I need to protect my space even more. They both confirm their initial beliefs about relationships, rarely moving past that initial, attachment wound.
So it's not even about finding the right person sometimes. It's about understanding our own operating system, isn't it? Because if we don't, we're just going to keep hitting repeat on the same painful pattern. Like, you can change partners, but the dance just continues with a new dancer, right?
Absolutely, Isabella. Self-awareness is truly the crucial first step. If you're recognizing these patterns, anxious or avoidant, it means learning to soothe your nervous system, validate your needs, and realize a partner's space isn't always a personal rejection.
So hard though, isn't it? When you're feeling that panic, it's tough to step back and calm yourself. That takes so much intentional effort. But if you don't, the situation just escalates. So it sounds like trusting yourself first before truly trusting your partner's intentions, right?
That's right. For the avoidant, it's about gradually learning vulnerability. Recognize interdependence isn't weakness. It's a profound human need. Challenge the belief that closeness means losing yourself. This requires practice communicating needs and fears, even when uncomfortable. It's difficult, but profoundly liberating. That's how we develop earned security. Earned security. Oh, I love that, Sophia. It truly sounds like something you've worked for, right? Not just something that magically happens. So practically, what does that look like? What's one small step someone can take today?
Okay, so this is where the real work begins, and it's transformative. For the anxious partner, when you feel that surge of anxiety when your partner pulls away, instead of immediately pursuing, pause. Breathe. Identify the feeling. Then gently communicate your need without accusation. Something like, I'm feeling a bit disconnected and I'd love some reassurance later, but I understand you need your space right now. This is you self-regulating and expressing vulnerability from a place of strength, not desperation.
Oh, that's powerful. It's like taking ownership of your feelings, but also respecting their space. That's a huge shift. And for the avoidant partner, what's their first step?
For the avoidant, it's about initiating small acts of vulnerability, perhaps sharing a feeling or a thought that normally you'd keep to yourself, or consciously, when you feel that urge to retreat, pausing and asking yourself, what am I afraid of right now? And then, instead of pulling away, maybe staying present for just 5 more minutes. It's about microdoses of connection. It's recognizing that true independence isn't about needing no one, but about knowing how to engage and disengage consciously and respectfully.
Wow. So for both, it really comes down to interrupting that automatic reaction, like stopping the dance you've always known and trying a new step, even if it feels awkward at first. It sounds like it's a journey, not a destination, but one that leads to true, secure, and deeply fulfilling connections, you know? It's possible to rewrite that story.
Okay, so to recap today, we've explored the anxious heart, the avoidant shield, and that intense push-pull dynamic. Remember, Understanding these patterns is your first step towards cultivating earned security and truly fulfilling love.
Yeah, and it's all about self-awareness, taking those actionable steps. If this resonated, por favor, like and share this episode. It really helps us reach more beautiful souls. And please subscribe to the Connection Code. When you subscribe, you're committing to your own growth, your best life. We're so proud. Thank you for letting us be part of your journey. Felicidades.
Yes, felicidades. We'd love your input. What topics related to attachment should we explore next? Drop suggestions below. Also, share one word or an emoji that represents security or connection for you.